Hey, I'm Dan. Welcome to the 2008 awards show. We have a lot of good awards to give away to a lot of talented developers. Go around and check it out and shake their hands because they're really cool people and... Stick around and enjoy.
Good evening, everyone, or rather, those of you who are still here after Mega64's enthusiastic introduction. And thanks for joining us at GDC's Award Night. Before we get started, I'm very pleased to announce that our awards are being taped for national television broadcast for the first time on G4. The show will run as a special in 2 weeks, so thank you, G4, for sharing our enthusiasm in showcasing the standout accomplishments of individual game developers. This is also why we are proud to host the 10th Annual Independent Games Festival. Indie developers are some of the biggest risk takers in our community, and their successes can inspire innovation throughout the game industry. This is why we are all extremely excited to share some of the best independent games of 2007 with all of you tonight.
Now tonight we're turning over the Independent Games Festival award introductions to this year's content chairs, whose hard work and authentic identification with the spirit of independent games makes our event the premier recognition platform and jumping off point for the indie games movement.
Please welcome the developers of Off-Road Velociraptor Safari and the content directors of the Independent Games Festival, Flashbang Studios' Matthew Wegner and Steve Swink.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us at the 10th Annual Independent Games Festival. 10 years. It's amazing how far independent developers have come.
And actually, our first GDC experience was 10 years ago, and that was the first year of the IGF. And back then, it seemed as though independent developers were just sort of following what the retail developers were doing, but they were doing it with less people and at a smaller scope.
Every GDC since then, the halls of the conference have been filled with murmurs, bemoaning the lack of innovation, the endless sequels, and licensed properties limiting creativity. While the game industry was stagnating, indies were quietly honing their craft and building the games they wanted to make. And they've been getting a lot better.
So 10 years later, the indies are here to steal the spotlight. This is the heart and soul of the game industry. So let's hear it for those independent developers. Yeah!
And while we are here to honor independent game developers, we must also take a moment to thank tonight's partner sponsors that make it possible for us to present these awards. Many thanks to Platinum sponsor Wizards of the Coast and GleeMax, who will be giving away some of their own very special awards later in the night. Silver sponsors Sony and Microsoft XNA, and Platinum student showcase sponsor DigiPen Institute of Technology.
And this year also marks the premiere of IGF Mobile, which is a brand new contest set up in association with founding sponsor NVIDIA to promote innovation in independently developed portable games, cell phone games, through other mobile devices such as Sony PSP and Nintendo DS. But more on that later.
And now it's time to get the awards rolling with the host of this year's Independent Games Festival Awards, selected because of his dedication to independent game development and quick wit. You saw him work his charming magic last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the IGF Awards, founder of Pocket Watch Games, world traveler, hostage negotiator, and man of general amazement, Andy Schatz.